Salam and welcome. Thank you for joining me in today's episode. Is there a problem between the DA and the ANC? Is there broken heart syndrome? Is there trouble in paradise? This marriage relationship, there are not only two parties, but there are 10 parties in the government of national unity. We as South Africans, I for myself, I was very, very happy when we had the government of national unity, because now after 30 years, we saw light at the end of the tunnel, that after 30 years where the ANC did not do a good job. I have been supporting the ANC, but the ANC, let's face it, they have not been doing a good job. So now that we had the government of national unity, South Africans all over the country were extremely happy to say that now instead of just the ANC, we now have 10 parties. And the advantage of this is that you have people with different backgrounds, different intelligences, different experiences to all have one goal. How can we live to make South Africa a better place, right? We all want the same thing. People got different ways of saying it, but at the end of the day, we want to fight poverty, unemployment, crime in government, crime in civil society, rape, murder, HIV/AIDS. We've got so many problems, right? So we're all focused on the same thing. Now, unfortunately, what has happened is that the 10 people have signed to say we're going to have an agreement. We're going to talk to one another like human beings, like gentlemen around the table. But now in certain things, the ANC is pushing its way through and the other people are not happy. They're not happy at all. So some of the things that they're not happy with, as you have seen, just recently breaking news, the leader of the DA, John Steenhuisen, had a press release. And these are some of the important points that they've raised. Firstly, President Cyril Ramaphosa signed the expropriation bill 3 days ago on Thursday in Parliament. That means expropriation bill is going through. People's lands and properties are going to be expropriated. They will get compensation for it, depending on what the government says is fair compensation. And the DA is not happy with that at all, to say it is affecting the constitutional right of the people. And I agree with that. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. It's a very touchy subject. The second main point, which the DA is very, very unhappy with, is the signing of the NHI, the National Health Insurance. Myself, as a medical doctor, I said this is very, very bad for the country. Many other countries have found that the NHI has been a major disaster. It's been a failure. Yes, some people will say we need it for socialism. We need it to help the poor. There's different ways to help the poor, but NHI is not the way to help the poor. It is a disaster, right? So the DA is frustrated with the ANC because the principle, according to Mr. John Steenhuisen, the principles agreed upon the GNU statement of intent. All the parties, they had a GNU statement of intent, and they all agreed we're all going to help one another. We're going to talk to one another. If there's a problem, we're going to go to the boardroom and we're going to talk. But the ANC, according to Steenhuisen, the ANC has bypassed these principles. The ANC is no longer willing to listen to these principles of agreement to say if there's a problem, let's sit around the table and talk. ANC is just pushing its weight and saying we don't care, we're not interested in having these discussions. So the ANC has pushed through the expropriation bill and has pushed through the NHI. The first time that people became aware of the NHI when they saw it at the airport on the news channels, and they said this is not right. So the coalition is an agreement. And what the DA is saying, that we need genuine power sharing. We need genuine power sharing. So the DA is willing to talk, to say, let's sit around the table. Let's sit around all 10 parties who are part of the GNU. This is not just the ANC-DA problem. This is between all 10 parties. My own philosophy is this. For the first time, I'm happy that of the early apartheid structure, the black, the white, Indian colors have got together, sitting around the table. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care about the color of the skin. As long as the best person for the job can get the South African right, I agree with that. But this is very, very serious in the sense that if one party is just pushing the weight around, then there's great unhappiness at the moment. The DA, and justifiably, the GA is justified in saying that you cannot push your weight around. We need to sit around the table. We take it to Parliament. We discuss it. We debate. It'll just delay the matter by a month or 6 weeks at the most. So instead of having the delay for 6 weeks, the ANC decided to push the matters through, and this is not good. So let's just hope that level heads prevail, and let's hope that the GNA can be preserved, and that we are not faced with a broken heart syndrome, right? So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Very, very important for all South Africans. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah.